Mobile editing is low-key better than PC editing.
Your life is nothing.
Okay.
You serve
Everybody's gonna
zero
calm
purpose. You're gonna
down.
keep coming
You
back.
serve
Kill
no
yourself on my crack. Your
Just
purpose in life.
Chill. And hear me out a bit. Since 2017, when mobile editing was becoming a thing, till now 2026, a lot of things has changed. To the point that I can say that we have mobile editing apps that rivals or are even better than their PC counterparts. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying PC programs don't still have an advantage over mobile editing softwares. And mobile apps are still limited in their own way. Like, for example, when it comes to variety of usage. Let me explain. Let's say you want to do 3D/2D illustration on a project. You can do all of that on just one software like After Effects. But with mobile, you probably need two different applications to be able to efficiently edit in those two different perspectives comfortably. So why do I think mobile video editing is better than PC? One thing, level of entry is pretty chill. Level of entry can affect you in two different ways. One, the budget of the hardware you need to probably run those softwares so you don't crash like every freaking time. Two, how hard it is to learn the software / the workflow. When it comes to hardware, BDW, I'm not some crazy tech guy. I only have surface knowledge on anything hardware, to be honest. If you want to run something like After Effects, Premiere Pro, or even DaVinci Resolve properly, you probably need a good GPU that's in the late RTX 30 series with like a Core i7, Core i9, 8th to 10th generation and above, and a lot of RAM. And looking at those RAM prices, oh boy. So you're probably going to need to spend at least $700 to $1,000 to buy or build a good PC to be able to run those softwares. And also, Windows is completely shit. But when it comes to mobile devices, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying go get yourself a techno phone that has like 2 gigs of RAM. If you put highlight motion on that thing, it will explode. But if you're serious about doing professional level editing on a mobile device, me personally, I use an M1 iPad Pro, which costs around $300 to $400 currently, maybe even cheaper, especially if you're looking for second-hand versions. And I do a lot of cool 2D and 3D professional level illustration on there. And I am also multitasking as I am constantly switching between both highlight motion and node at the same time without any of them crashing or completely closing up most of the time. With just 8 gigs of RAM. And remember, I'm using Apple's stupid expensive ass products, as you can go with Android alternatives with something that just added maybe a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 or 8 Gen 4, which are as powerful or even more powerful than the M1 chips for around the same price or even cheaper, brand new. And even if as a beginner you said you wanted to go all out and get the most powerful mobile device to use to edit, getting an M5 iPad probably is going to cost you like $900 to $1,000, which is crazily expensive. I definitely can never afford that, but still, it's far cheaper than the PC alternative, which is around $2,000+. In fact, it's probably even more than that. How much is an RTX 5090? Oh. Level of entry when it comes to the editing aspect or the workflow of the software. Some people may think that this only affects beginners, and when you learn the software and practice 21 hours a day and listen to all the tutorials, blah 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 blah. But imagine you open a program and the first thing you see is this can be very discouraging for both new video editors and veteran video editors. In 2024, I wanted to learn AE because according to everybody, it was going to make me a better video editor. So I tried learning and it was shit for an entry level. And BDW, I've had like at least 4 years of experience editing videos by this time, but it was still so hard for me to learn. Just doing simple stuff like the fact that you don't completely have access to your gallery and you have to like import projects into folders inside the app before you can comfortably put them in your timeline, whereas in Highlight Motion or in fact any mobile editor, you just have your entire gallery in one side of your screen at all times, which makes editing editing a whole lot more easier. Like even doing something as simple as changing position of an object, you need to learn shortcut keys or go into the transform tab and individually change all the X and Y and Z axis. Whereas in mobile, you can just pinch and zoom and change position with your fingers, which makes changing position easier and faster. And in fact, it makes editing feel like an extension of your body and mind. It makes keyframing so much easier. Speaking of keyframing, the base keyframe tab on AE and PRO is just honestly hard and too complicated for no reason at all. Like you literally need to go and find the Flow plugin, but most mobile video editing apps come with their own flow chart, meaning you don't have to go on the internet and hopefully not download a virus just to get a plugin. The same thing goes for effects, as a lot of mobile application comes preloaded with different effects presets, which gives you a more easier variety, especially when you're a learner. And due to this lack of complexity and simpler workflow, I am able to drop longer and higher quality videos faster because I understand how the app works. And on the end, a lot of people tend to think the software we use is the main factor for what makes us good editors. It does play a part, but majority of editing has to do with the brain. I see it like 70% brain, 30% software equals good editing. But most people still don't believe this. That's why if a client hears you're using a mobile software, they might look down on you and give the job to someone else. As I don't blame them, as a whole lot of mobile video editors, content creators usually post really low quality content, and most of the best editors that we see online are usually using stuff like After Effects or PRO. So it's understandable as this is the industry standard. But either ways, I hope I was able to show you just how good video editing on mobile has become. If you're a beginner and you want to get into video editing, I would advise you get on mobile first. Use any of these applications that I talked about. They are not easy to, and they do have a learning curve, but trust me, it's going to be more easier than what you see on PC. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.